What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the HBCU NFL Report, brought to you guys by HBCU Game Day. I am Symone Stanley. He is Lute Williams, and we are here to recap Week 8 of the NFL season, HBCU style. Lute, I would ask you how you feel about Week 8, but I know you had a hard Week 8.
Yeah, it was a little rough. But that's getting to be a weekly situation now, as my boys are struggling. We're 2-6. We're struggling, and obviously bit the dust with your Eagles this week. So, yeah, we got to keep rolling. Mike Tomlin will get it right. I got faith in him.
So what did you think about that trade today? Chase Claypool, y'all got a second-round pick. I think that's a good move. Second-round pick for Chase Claypool.
And who we going to play now that he's gone? I mean, who's the guy on the bench that's now going to get more playing time as a result of him being gone? I'd like to know. I have no idea. They've been talking about this for the last 2 or 3 weeks, that they're going to move Claypool. I'm not sure exactly why. I know he's had a few little dust ups with the Steelers, but they've gotten rid of him. Second round choice. And we can get an offensive lineman. That's what we need.
Y'all can get a good one in the second round. And speaking of offensive linemen, former North Carolina Central University guard, now Tampa Bay Buccaneer, Nick Leverrett, got his first NFL start this past Thursday. Shout out to him. The Bucs didn't get the win, but that's huge for him.
Yeah, well, they're looking for answers. I mean, obviously, they've dug down to a guy who hadn't played and hadn't started before after they've now lost 3 games in a row. I mean, this will speed up to Tom Brady. It's not going to speed up to the divorce. It looks like that's already on track.
Now, why you got to bring up the man's personal relationship, Luke?
So I'm saying it might speed up his retirement, because I'm sure the only reason he was coming back is he thought they had a chance to maybe get some more glory, get a 7th ring. But it looks like that's definitely not going to happen this time around.
A lot of teams have something to say about that, as we have seen. So moving on to another piece of news. Somebody else who's, making some noise for the first time this season, Shaquille Leonard. He just competed in his 2nd game of the season, former South Carolina State Bulldog. So another former MEAC guy making some noise this week in Week 8. How did Shaquille do in his return for the Colts?
Well, he got an interception. They say he's up to his old tricks in doing that. He got a late interception, but he was very disappointed because despite getting that interception and getting the lead, they surrendered that lead to the Washington Commanders and came out with a loss. And if you know Shaquille Leonard, the way he plays, the energy that he plays with, that's the last thing he wants to do is lose. So he came back. He really didn't play a lot. He only played 24 snaps, about 39% of their defensive snaps. But he did get an interception, had 4 tackles. But we're not used to him playing 39% of the snaps. We're used to him playing 60, 70, if not more percent of the snaps. And Coach Frank Reich said they're still working him back in. They don't think he's really 100%. I thought he looked well when he intercepted that ball. He was moving quickly. It didn't look like he was favoring any of those things that have been bothering him. He had a back surgery that kept him out the first 3 games, then got a concussion in his first game back. So good to see him back on the field and, as usual, making plays.
As usual, making plays for sure. 2nd game back from battling injury. And like you said, he already gets a takeaway. Now jumping into the players of the week. We only have 3 this time. Like we're supposed to have 1 defensive player of the week, 1 offensive player of the week, and 1 special teamer. It's been heavy MEAC talk, and that conversation is going to continue with the defensive player of the week. Luke, let him know.
Yeah, man, the Gravedigger did a job on us this week. I mean, he was surely he was playing with a chip on his shoulder, because after the game, it's a game that he had 2 sacks. He had a total of 8 tackles, 6 of them solos, 1 of them a strip sack, and after it, he posted pictures of his tackles and his sacks, and he says they didn't believe, God did. And actually, they said that some of the Steelers' current players actually liked the photo and liked the post. So he really was a game wrecker for the Steelers against the Eagles. I thought the Steelers actually were in the game, and that sack was very significant because they were driving. They had gone into Philadelphia territory. They were down 15. A touchdown would have got them within a touchdown. And he came up he chased down Kenny Pickett, grabbed the arms, and got a big turnover. And 2 plays later, the Eagles scored, and it was 35-13. So he deserves the play of the week this week, even though I thought Grover Stewart for the Colts has been playing lights out with Shaquille Leonard out. He's been playing lights out. He had another big day with, I think, 7 tackles this week. And he was going to give some consideration, but 2 sacks, a strip sack at that critical point of the game certainly tipped the scales for Javon Hargrave, the grave digger.
And those 2 sacks matched a career high, game high sacks for Javon Hargrave. So those were big. And then also, like you said, it was how pivotal though that strip sack was in the moment, because that was our first turnover that we forced the whole game. And like you said, the Steelers were too much in that game for me up till that point. I kept saying, we need a turnover, we need a turnover, we need a turnover. And it's Javon Hargrave who's the one who goes and gets it. Kenny Pickett, he wasn't looking too shabby in that first half. It was a couple of drives where I was like, hold up now. It was a couple of first downs he was able to get with his legs. I didn't like that. So I'm glad Javon, that defensive line, tightened up in the second half. It really started hitting home.
I knew we had you a little nervous. I've said this and I've told people, Kenny Pickett is the real deal. I think he's going to be fine. I think where we're really suffering the most, I think, is on the offensive line. And Javon Hargrave looked like he did at South Carolina State when he used to just, bully people. He just ran the center back into Kenny Pickett, then threw him to the side and grabbed Pickett. So we definitely have a weakness in the offensive line. It's one of the reasons that our running back can't get going. But Kenny Pickett has shown me in his first season, he's kind of like a Ben Roethlisberger, a young Ben Roethlisberger. He has skills. He can throw the ball. He's got a good arm. He's not afraid to take chances, which is the problem I had with Mr. Trubisky. I'd rather him take chances and throw interceptions than dink and dunk three-yard passes all game. So I'm fine. I'm sure that my main man, usually Pittsburgh is going to get one of these high-ranking teams. And so far, they've come up short against Buffalo. Now they come up short against Philadelphia. But they're going to get somebody.
Well, y'all got the Bengals.
Yeah, we did get the Bengals, the first game of the season, and we haven't done much since. And we were lucky to really get out of that game. We really should be 1-7, not even 2-6. So, but I'm a die to the end Steelers, so you don't have to worry. Whether they win or lose, as they're struggling, as they're trying to get back to elite status, I'm going to hang with them. So, no problem.
As you should. Good. Right. Last tidbit on Javon. Jordan Davis, one of our nose tackles. We're very heavy in the nose tackle rotation between Jordan Davis, Javon Hargrave, Fletcher Cox. Unfortunately, Jordan Davis suffered an ankle sprain in that game against y'all. Jordan Davis, they're expecting him to be out between 4 to 6 weeks. It's not confirmed fully. The trade deadline came and passed. We ain't, get any depth at the nose tackle at the trade deadline. So it's going to be more and more pivotal that Javon keeps that same energy basically throughout the season, especially when we got Dalvin Cook coming to town. We got Javon Hargrave coming to town, not Dalvin Cook, Derrick Henry, even worse.
Oh, okay.
We got Derrick Henry, we got Jonathan Taylor, and we got Saquon Barkley, all in that window where Jordan Davis is supposed to be gone. So we really gonna need Fletch and Javon Hargrave to.
Are you coming up on a bye week?
No, we just got off bye.
Oh, you got off bye before the Steelers. Okay.
Yeah.
Got you. Okay.
So, all right. Offensively, a name we've talked about a lot. Who is our offensive player of the week?
Yeah, it's a mainstay, one of the tried and true veterans from the HBCU ranks, Terron Armstead out of Arkansas Pine Bluff, the most senior player out of the HBCU ranks in the NFL now in his 10th season. switched from the New Orleans Saints after 9 years to go to Miami. And this week, the Dolphins got a big win over Detroit, 31-27. They put up 489 yards. And as they did against the Steelers 2 weeks ago, they ran a lot. The zone run to the left behind Terron Armstead. He's a great pickup for the Dolphins. The Dolphins have obviously improved, one of the better teams, I'd say, in the league, in the top half of the league. And they did get a big win, 31-27 over Detroit.
Our special teams player of the week, another name that we have discussed a lot. This time, the Giants got an L.
Yeah, they did. They did.
You know, that helped me out.
Yeah, but not because of Gillan, because he continues to do his thing. I didn't check where he is in the stats this week, but when you punt 6 times and average 53.7 yards per punt, that's big time. They call him the Scottish Hammer because he's a left leg kicker. He had a 69-yarder, was a long one this week. He had 2 of them down inside the 20. Even, with a 53.7 yard average, he had a net of 47.7. That's unbelievable. That's great numbers. So, yeah, he's been our, I think almost every week he's been our special teams player of the week, and he grabs it again this week. And primarily because, a lot of other guys did not, the ones who played special teams didn't put up any numbers. But we did see Marquise Bell get back on the field for the Dallas Cowboys, the rookie out of Florida A&M. He got back in. He had been inactive for a couple of weeks. He did. He had no tackles, but he did play 15 defensive snaps and then another 17 on special teams. Even Antonio Hamilton, who got his first career interception after 7 years in the league last year, he didn't really scratch this week. I'm sorry, he did. He had 3 solo tackles on defense. I'm sorry. So other rookies, Deshaun Dixon got in for 54% of the Jaguars special teams plays. They played overseas this week. Joe Thomas out of the South Carolina State for Chicago Bears. He played primarily on special teams. He had 1 assisted tackle for the week. So, yeah, Gillan still stands out in terms of special teamers. We got guys like Chester Rogers, who signed with the Browns late this year. He hadn't played the last 2 games. So it opens the door for Gillan, as long as he's kicking well, to win that Special Teams Player of the Week award.
That's week 8 for you guys. Defensive Player of the Week, Offensive Player of the Week, Special Teams Player of the Week. Then we had the return of the Shaq, because his name is Shaq now. We can say that. Return of Shaquille Leonard. And we had a NFL debut, which is always exciting for Nick Leverrett. We are rolling to week 9. What'd you say?
No, but absolutely. Nick Leverrett getting on the field was big, getting his shot for the Tampa Bay Bucs. Big stuff.
We're rolling to week 9. I'm going to be keeping my eye on Javon Hargrave. We're going to be keeping the eye on monitoring the continued progress of, Shaquille coming back healthy.
Congratulations on the win.
I love it when someone could just, take the L.
Absolutely.
So we respect. I respect that, Luke. I respect that.
Congratulations. Big win. I'm happy for the Eagles. I like the way they're playing. And their corners, the shutdown corners, is tough.
I like that, Luke. Respect. But y'all, this is week 8. We roll into week 9. Make sure you like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. This is the HBCU NFL Report on HBCU Game Day.